Good morning. Hi, everybody. Oh, welcome to the Sip and Stitch. It's Saturday, June 28th, 2025. In the upside down alternate timeline that we all got onto sometime during 2020 is my guess, but where time has sped up and nothing makes sense. At least that's how I've been experiencing reality. Wouldn't you know, I'm still working on this. I only work on it during Sip and Stitches, so it seems like the project that will never end. But I really have only ever worked on it now, January, February, March, April, May, 5 times. I've only worked on this 5 times. This is the 6th time. Good morning, Miroop. Welcome. I'm told, by the way, I'm fully aware that this is giving Where's Waldo vibes. Didn't plant, that wasn't, I just thought it was cute red stripes. So feel free to make the Waldo jokes. That's fine. Welcome, welcome. Somehow it's June. Somehow we got through midsummer, the longest day of the year. Did y'all do anything for midsummer? About a week ago? It was a week ago, right? Yeah, a week ago. We hit the longest day of the year. Spencer and I took the dogs on a walk at sundown. It was like 9:05 p.m. or something like that. Because it was still light out. And it was beautiful and warm and lovely. As Utah summer nights are wont to be.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Hi.
Oh, hold on. I gotta undo what I just did.
Uh-oh, Spencer did a thing that he has to undo what he just did. Edit mic settings.
Okay.
Oh, is it because yes, I see.
Yeah.
Because of my microphone. Wow. You'll be popular with this shirt in France. Is that our stripe? Oh yeah, I guess stripes are French. You see the stripes and the beret and the oh man, what to say? What to discuss? Things are still rolling here with me and Spencer. Our goal is still to be moving out of Utah. Spencer's work, he has to be in California at the end of July. So we figured rather than get into our RV and go east to visit family, and then he has to fly back from like Boston to California, we'll just stay here until he does that. And that'll give me a little more time to finish house projects, and we'll put our house in the market. Phase 1 is getting the house sold and moving ourselves into our RV. We've been utilizing our weekends. Last weekend was a lot of yard work and RV stuff. This weekend we're going to fill our truck bed as full as we can and go to the dump and take all the broken things and the trash and the empty paint cans that have accumulated in our shed over the years. And
so many things.
We're gonna put together a yard sale. Oh, that's one thing. We should have a poll or something, and I'll do more on Instagram. But we are gonna have a little like crafty sale because we have a bunch of Stitch People stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Books that that have been returned that have a bent cover or something. We have a lot of Stitch People stuff, and we're gonna have a little like Stitch People craft, and I'll probably have like a lot of our decor, like a little crafty sale for anyone who wants to come hang out. Could just come say hi if you want to buy Stitch People stuff at a very steep discount or crafting. I mean, I have like shelves of Ada fabric and all sorts of things, books that I've been sent. I'm even thinking I'll probably sell some of my own projects that I've made for classes and then they're done and I've taken photos of them for those classes and now they're sitting in a stack on my shelf. I keep looking over there because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projects just stacked in their hoops. So if anybody wants to buy the beach bungalow that I did and hang it up for decor, I don't know, we'll sell some things. So anyway, that'll probably be towards the end of July. And I'm curious what day would be best for people. But yeah, so we've just been, we're still in phase 1. It's amazing how much time that takes. So we're still in the process of decluttering. We got a bunch of gym equipment like during COVID and we sold that. last
Who needs gym
weekend.
equipment?
Got rid of all our free weights and our bench and we had a TV on a rolling stand and some yoga stuff and just sold it all.
Love
And
that version of us.
yeah, that's been an interesting thing is oh, hello. Hi from Bahrain. Wow. Thanks for joining. No, it wouldn't be too much. Fly to Utah from Canada. Yes. Oh, you'd be accepted. Just don't let them, I don't know, go through your phone. I've heard the key is turning off during the protests. I read a tip to turn off biometrics so that you can't open your phone with your face or your thumbprint. That if law enforcement takes your phone, I don't know exactly how the law works, but that they are within their rights to hold it up to your face to unlock it. But if it requires a password, they can't compel you to share that information from your brain. So if you're traveling, turn off biometrics. Anyhow.
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a little Stitch People sale. Hi, Michelle. And hope that our Stitch People friends come. That'd be really, really cool. And then we will move into our RV. Once we're in our RV and have 2,000 square foot house less of house and stuff to deal with, we're really going to try to not have a storage unit, you guys. Like, we're going to try and just be ruthless. It's been such an interesting process because it's a lot of stuff that we're getting rid of. Like, isn't even stuff that we've used all that much. Like, we have a gym membership that we use more than the gym. I waved when you said hi. We have a gym membership that we use more than the at-home gym stuff that we had. And yet, as we're selling it, I'm like, oh, but like, if we kept it, we could use it for the next month or whatever. But like, we don't use it a ton as is. So it's interesting to be faced with like who we were when we bought these things and who we thought we would be by buying these things.
Yeah.
And some of it is like some books that we've read and were interesting, and now we can pass them along. We donated like 10 bags, grocery bags of books to the Utah State Prison. She was beside herself with gratitude, the prison librarian. So if you're thinking of getting rid of books, buyback programs for books are not impressive. If you go to stores or go online, you might get like 50 cents a book. So it's not like if you donate dozens of books, you might walk away with like $20. So just donate them. She was particularly happy that they were in such good condition. Because when we moved to California in 2017, we got rid of a ton of books, and then we loaded up on books more during COVID when we were at home, and just doing nothing but like reading and playing video games and being inside. So yeah, that was cool. You can like reach out to your local prison program. She said that it's really, really beneficial. So
and
anyway,
she said just to talk a little more about it. She said she was really excited because she's trying to build a mobile library cart for the prison,
especially for the
and especially for solitary
confinement. Yeah. Which makes sense that like reading would be the like one thing somebody in solitary confinement could do.
Yeah.
And what better stuff to do? And I kind of told her, I was like, there's a bunch of like interior design books and stuff in there. I was like, donate or keep or whatever you want with anything that you might not be able to use. And she's like, no. Like they love that stuff. That like the pictures and the gardening books and like that kind of stuff. How to is actually very appreciated. So that was kind of interesting. Because yeah, if the goal is like betterment and reform, we can contribute to that. So that was cool, and it was fun to donate those books, many of which we read and many of which we never did. And it was like, okay, like I guess we'll that if that book is meant to be read, it will come across our radar at another point in life, right? It's like that Marie Kondo thing, like thank it for serving what it served. It gave me the satisfaction of buying it. I loved thinking about who I would become if I read this book that I never read, and goodbye. So yeah, it's weird letting go of like versions of ourself that some of which did exist and some of which never came to be, especially as it's in pursuit of like a new chapter. Spencer said last night on our dog walk, like, because ultimately our goal is to move to the UK. We've loved our visits there.
We're coming for you, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, honestly, let's hang out. My sister went for school. We visited her. Like, I got to go on a tour during college. Like, I just we love it there. My ancestors are from there. We watch, like, the majority of movies and TV that we watch are British made, BBC. Like, I don't know, it just resonates. The humor and the culture, and we've always wanted to live abroad, so we're gonna do it. And Spencer was saying last night that it's cool to imagine, like, how did you put it? That not that there's anything wrong with, like, who we are, what we are, but you just get into habits, right? Where you're at, and it's cool to imagine. Yeah, how did you put it?
I think I said, like, I'm excited for this space to explore who we could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, everyday life, like, the habits that you get into, the routines that you get into, like,
that's who you are.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
And, like, as humans, like, we need routine and we need habits, and those are very, very important things to have. It's a double-edged sword, I think, where if you get into those habits and routines, it's really hard to change them. And so making, like, a big life change is very difficult. So I'm excited to...
But it'll force, like, new habits.
Yeah, if we're in a completely new place with all new stuff, it'll just force us to be more intentional and sort of rebuild our lives. And a lot of routines that we currently have may stay, but at least we'll get to choose them instead of sort of defaulting to them or falling into them.
Yeah, like if we're gonna be, there's like a shaking up of the snow globe that's sort of inevitably happening. So instead of, like, getting back to square one as fast as we can, according to what square one means here, we're sort of looking forward to redefining what square one means. And it's very exciting. So that's just, like, our little life update. So if you're in Utah or the Intermountain West, keep an eye out for our crafty sale and come hang out. Again, even if you don't need to, like, buy anything, or if you do, I mean, we'll have a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, just come, like, say hi and hang out. We'd love to see you and meet you. And then as we get in our RV, as we've talked about on past chats, we'll keep things updated on Instagram and on the Facebook page. We'll try and get ahead of it to the best of our ability. It's, as we've been in the RV in the past, one of the things we really like, actually, is not being too, too planned ahead.
Yeah. Like,
it's fun to just be like, oh, we like this RV park, we're going to stay an extra day. But as we decide where we're going and when, we're going to try and approximate it. We'll let you all know. If we'll be in St. Louis or if we'll be in North Carolina or Tennessee or Maryland. I think those are some of the places we talked about. Ohio. Massachusetts, I remember. That one will be easy. We'll be in New England for a while, so.
Yeah, we usually go through Massachusetts.
I think we'll take I-70 out. We've decided at least enough to say that, like, because we take I-80, but we'll take I-70 out and see if we can meet some of you guys along the way.
It'll be fun.
It'll be really, really fun.
Hi, Tina. Thank you. Nice to see.
Nice to
hear your happy comment.
Let's see.
It's one of the downsides to these one-sided interactions.
Yeah, nice to see your happiness shine through the chat.
Nice to see your happy face in your profile photo.
Yeah. I thought let me see. I'm curious. Oh, Marope said, giving away a lot. I've read that. We're on some like expat subreddits and things like that, and that's, like, one of the number one things people are saying is, like, don't keep anything. That, like, the people who have kept some stuff or tried to ship furniture and cargo, like, it's expensive and it takes months, and by the time it gets there, they've forgotten what's in there anyway and, like, don't need it, and that kind of advice is really, really sticking with us. So we're gonna let that guide us, and we're gonna try and be really, really ruthless, honestly. I'm going to try and woo my parents. They don't know this, so if you're watching, hi, Mom and Dad. We're going to try and woo them that if we have anything to keep, we might just ask them if we can you know, like have a little corner of their basement. Like what I'm thinking of is like I have my trombone sitting there. I majored in music in college, and I don't play it all that much, but like I don't want to get rid of it. I have two trombones. One I never play. My classical one, I'm gonna get rid of that one. But like my jazz trombone, I'm not ready to give that up. But I also don't need to. I don't need to take it with me. Maybe I do. I don't know.
I think you.
But like
could.
I don't play it, and we're gonna be. Maybe that's one that I ship. I don't know. Well, it's like these little things that, like, I've decided I probably, like, it's forcing a lot of things. Okay, tell me, chat, especially those of you who are maybe a few decades ahead of me in your life journey. Like, I have my wedding dress from 2010. Haven't worn it since January 2010, but it's been in my closet, and it's beautiful, and it's lovely. And I have dreams of like, I don't know, maybe we do like a photo shoot or something in it again, but we just hit 15 years and we didn't do a photos. I don't know, do I need it? What do I do with my wedding dress? I don't know if we're gonna have kids, and if we do, I don't know that I'll have a daughter, and if I do, I don't know that she'll want to get married if she gets married in that dress. You know, like, I don't want to make assumptions. So but it's like, that's, I still have it because like that's one of the things that you're supposed to keep. Right? So like we have a few things like that. So tell me what to do. I have like my great grandmother's had this really cool black velvet like cloak, dress cloak that I have. What do I do with that? It's cool. I never wear it, but it's in my closet, and it's like every time I see it I'm like, "Oh, cool. My great grandma." I don't know what to do with these things. So, hi DK. Maybe I find some like vintage clothing person who would appreciate having a 1930s dress cloak. It's very dramatic. It's black velvet on the outside and red velvet in the middle. It's like something you'd wear over, like, I imagine like if you're going to an opera and you're wearing a fancy dress and you need another layer, you'd wear this fancy dramatic velvet cloak. But like, yeah, what do I do with these things, you guys? I'm not going to say you guys anymore. What do I do with these things, folks? Tell me.
Realized I had gone live on the wrong Instagram account.
Oh.
Boy from Mars. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, good call. Only like 70 followers. So
Yeah.
that's all right.
Okay, there we go.
That's like my worst nightmare. We run a few different Instagram accounts for a few different things, and I'm always, every time I see that we use an app called Later to help us schedule Instagram posts, and it's like, your thing has been posted. I'm always like, I hope it was the right post to the right account. Anyway, I gotta catch up on comments. So Merope gave a lot away, doesn't regret it. Tina says hi. Chris, Lizzie, I was watching this embroiderer. She did something that's working better for me to thread a needle. So look at the threads. Let's see.
Can I?
Oh, she licks the needle. Chris, I need to try that.
I'm going to show that comment on the screen.
Oh, Chris says, I'm sure you'll be happy in the UK. It's a good place to live. I think we'll be very happy there, Chris. I really, really, really do. I really, really do. If you come through Indy, let me know. Will do, Michelle. Give the dress to your sister. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Let your parents store the dress. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm with you, Michelle. Like, sometimes it's nice to have a tangible thing. I don't need, like, everything. Because I come from a family of some diagnosed and some undiagnosed obsessive compulsive behavior. For example, we came across in an attic, so my great grandfather was a high school principal, and in the summers he would go run summer camps up in Maine, like in the 30s 40s prime summer camp culture. And he bought a summer camp. He ran the summer camp. My grandma grew up doing the summer camp. They bought some land, built a cabin. This is why my family has ties to Maine. We go to Maine every summer. In that cabin that my great-grandfather built, that my grandparents owned, that now my parents own, the attic has become a dumping ground for all of the phases of these generations of indecision about, like, what do I do with my wedding dress? What do I do with great-grandma's cloak? Oh, we'll take it to Maine and put it in the attic. Because, like, it's like the family place. So, in that attic, we found a journal from my two great-grandpas, I believe. Great-great-grandpa. A journal that was stuffed with every receipt. It was like, well, it was a journal in a box. The shoe box had every receipt from for 10 years of hardware purchases, grocery store purchases. And I believe the journal was a life tracking journal that even tracked, and I do apologize for sharing, bowel movements. So this is the type of
I forgot about that.
Physical memory keeping family that I come from. So I'm into maybe having a few key items like a cape and not a journal
not a
of daily
journal?
habits. We'll call them habits. Daily routines.
I was gonna say routines are better because habits makes it sound like you don't have to do it.
Hi, look, my mom's here. Mom, I'm talking about getting rid of stuff as we're moving and how I'm torn because our family, there are some generations of keeping all the things, too many things.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things. And so that's in my blood. Is like, I want to keep my wedding dress. I want to keep great grandma's cape. You know the cape. You gave it to me. So I don't know. I don't use the cape. I barely look at the cape. Yes, keepers.
Yep.
You get it? And it's cool. It's cool to have that stuff.
Keep the cape, dump the crap. ...
Journal.
Well,
Wasn't it daily habits? I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, boy.
It's just that we don't need to keep receipts for decades. We don't need that. But yeah.
I like what Chris said. Take a picture of them so you can always look at it, but then sell it. Like,
yeah.
You keep it in that case. The receipts, great. Let's scan them because maybe it's interesting someday.
She says. Yeah, I was like, we don't need the daily habit journals. We love the context that gave to great-great-grandpa. For whatever he needed that context for in his life. Maybe the doctor needed him to keep track of things, but we don't need it. We don't need that.
No, we don't. Hi, Diane. It's been a long time. How are you?
Diane Becker. Some historians would be happy about it. That's true.
I bet they would.
My friend Merope has a history degree. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe there's journals, or not journals, libraries to donate things like journals to. But anyway, so this is kind of a generational irresponsibility with the exclamation points. You're making me laugh. This is, I was saying to our friends that today after this Sip and Stitch, we're going to be doing a dump run. And it's mostly like in our downstairs like utility room where the water heater is and the laundry, we've got a shelf full of like all the paint cans that we've used over the years, because even when they're empty, I'll keep one and put it in there so I can remember the color if I need to do touch-ups. So it's like we're just gonna paste the house today, pull the truck up into the driveway and just
load her up.
Just load her up. And so not that I'm gonna throw the great grandma's cape, but it does start to bring to mind like, okay, the trash is the low hanging fruit, like the empty paint cans is the low hanging fruit of things we can be getting rid of. I have a gardener friend coming tomorrow I've got a bunch of like planters and garden stuff and seed packets, and this is one of these lives I dreamed of being more of a grow your own vegetables kind of person. And I have all the stuff for it, and I did a couple planters, but once we decided to move, it was like I'm not going to build a whole garden that I can't tend over the years. So
yeah,
That's okay. That version of me would have been very cool.
There was a
We
year...
love Garden Lizzie.
There was a year we were doing our summer RV trip, and we took many plants with us.
Oh, that was the first one. It's
Was that
because
the
we
first
moved
year?
out of our apartment
That's right.
in Anaheim.
That's right.
And we put all of our stuff into storage.
But we kept the plants.
But we kept the plants because they were our plants.
They were plants.
And so we took them in the RV.
Our
we
RV looked like a greenhouse.
Yeah, it was
great.
awesome. I'm going to bring a couple plants with us when we go visit my mom. Hi, Nubby. It's so happy you're here. Guys, my mom.
I had to make
Hi,
sure
Mom.
Nubby ended up there because she was eyeing the bed over there where you can see the other sleeping dog. And
Yeah, Nubby has a habit of just exerting a little bit of her youthful energy.
And dominance. If she wants
Yeah.
something, she'll just kick Pepper out.
Yeah, which is, we don't love that behavior. So anyhow, yeah. So, well, this is good advice. Thank you for, like, letting me ramble about this, everyone. I think I like that balance, Michelle, of, like, I'll keep a few things. See, and also my sister might want some of the family stuff. Especially she's got the kiddos, the nieces and the nephews who might want things in the future. So, yeah. I think I might I don't know. I think I might let my wedding dress go. IDK.
Tough choice.
Here's the other problem,
Tough
though, with
choice.
it. It's
Should
just
I
a
have
really
it?
great dress.
It's a great dress.
Like,
yeah.
it's just like, it seems a shame to let such a great dress go. But
It'll make
I've
someone
never
else's.
worn it since. Ever. I don't think. Yeah, my mom sells prom dresses. I wished I could have fit into, you were a petite lady. Still are. But especially in high school.
Should I, not to make this about me, but should I have an opinion about your wedding dress?
No,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean,
Maybe I'll
you
donate
looked
it. I think.
amazing.
Oh, thanks.
You looked beautiful.
I think maybe I'll donate it to one of those organizations that does, like, for people who can't afford.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like there's those cool organizations for women who need, like, business clothes. I think there's like wedding dress ones.
Oh, interesting, Chris. She took pictures of her stuff, scanned family photos, put them on her computer, and then sold everything or dumped it when they downsized. She looks at it much more often now that it's conveniently on her desktop.
Mom,
That's a great idea, Chris.
that's a really cool idea.
Oh, just repurpose.
Because I could dye it. It's white. I could make it any color. You're blowing my mind, Diane.
Other Diane Becker, yes. We're trying, as we downsize, Lizzie's trying
Yeah,
to
this is
decide
the
what
combo.
to do with wedding dress that
Is like, yeah, the
has
downsizing.
been in a closet.
Because we're
for 15
really, our
years.
goal is to not have a storage unit.
Yeah.
That, like, we just want to, because everything we've read, and we've heard from a lot of you in various sip and stitches as this has been, our move has been impending, is that, like, don't let the stuff accumulate. You know, it's expensive to ship stuff abroad, so people who've moved abroad are like, don't do it. Paying for a storage unit for who knows how long for stuff that we're not actively using is useless. Like, we've just read a lot of this kind of advice, and so we're happy to learn from the experience of other people, but it's also, like, just a lot of stuff. Yeah, so anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks for your input. So, yeah, phase 1 is nearly complete. We're de-junking. We're going to have a big yard sale. Anything we don't sell, we're going to donate or give away. What's cool is, with all the Stitch People stuff, my friend doesn't know this. I have a friend who, in the next town down, for those of you who are in Utah, go to Springville. It's like, think of it like an animal shelter, but for craft supplies. This is apparently a newish kind of business model that is cropping up, at least around the U.S. Because think about it, when you have, if like grandma is 100 years old and she passes away, if grandma was an embroiderer, a crocheter, a knitter, a quilter throughout her life, as we all know, referencing my shelving of overflow of fabric and embroidery material, you know, a lot of people who either move like we're doing, who pass away, have these like hordes of great stuff, And if your family members don't also craft or quilt, what the heck do you do with it? And so these stores, it's for that. It's like an animal shelter, but for craft supplies of like, we love this dog, but nobody can take it. So, you take it to the Humane Society and hope it finds a new good family. Same thing. You take like grandma's stacks and stacks of great quilting fabric to the what is hers called? Will you look it up?
Yeah.
So anything that we don't sell from our little yard sale as far as crafting and Stitch People stuff goes, I'm going to donate to my friend. And then she resells it, and she also offers classes, and there's like craft space in her store where she has like a good cutting table. Quilting, you need space, and sewing, you need space. Oh yeah, it's called Making Space.
Yeah.
Making space for every phase of your creative journey. And she's the most delightful person. And so I'm going to take all my crafting stuff. So hey, yeah, if any of you in Utah want to come and bring your stuff that you need to get rid of crafting wise, I'll be happy to take it onto my friend's store afterwards. Because yeah, she sells it, at a discount, like a thrift store. But then all this stuff can go on to have like a new wave of life and not end up in landfills and not end up like Dusty in the Salvation Army corner that nobody ever goes to. So yeah, I just think that's a really cool business model. I think it's a great idea. Mm-hmm. Our library had a craft exchange week. We love that. What is the Swedish death cleaning book?
It's basically like Marie Kondo, but the idea is you clear out all of the stuff that you don't want to leave for other people to take care of when you die. Like, that is the goal. And you do this in like middle age.
Well, we're there, Spence. hate to break it to you.
We are there.
I saw the funniest meme. It was a screenshot of like what was pre-Windows 95? Like an early Windows
3.2.
Yeah, it was a screenshot of an early Windows desktop of like, that thing on like the start button in the bottom left, and then like the file structure with that old school font. Mm-hmm. Like it was old school Windows. Just a screenshot of a desktop. And the text said, "If you recognize this, don't forget to take some ibuprofen tonight for your back." I was like, oh no. Oh no. She says as she combs her gray hairs into her hairstyle. My gosh. I kind of like this idea. Swedish death
cleaning.
The thumbs up. I haven't heard about that. We'll have to. I mean, I like the idea of it. Just nobody has to deal.
Nobody has to deal.
Yeah. What's everybody else up to today? What's everybody working on?
Oh, send us, let's do this. Send us pictures of either what you're working on right now or something,
your pets.
or your pets, or something you've been working on recently.
Yeah.
Just send it to the Stitch People Facebook account or the Stitch People Instagram account.
Yeah, and we'll share pics.
And we'll throw it up on the screen for all to see.
For all to see.
Let me pull up the thing. Yeah, so just send us a DM on the platform of your choosing.
Oh, you're funny. Yeah, so today is more decluttering. Has anybody done a yard sale? Do you have yard sale tips? I don't know how effective it would be to include like clothes and shoes. I've seen some yard sales. I'm driving by and I see yard sales, and some people have like a rack of clothing out. Is this an effective thing to sell at a yard sale, or should we just take clothes to Goodwill? Let me know your thoughts. Thoughts in the comments, chat. Okay, so I've sewed the backing material onto my cross-stitched piece, so we are ready for the next step of this little Japanese coin purse. Month by month, we're getting there. Okay, that's trash.
Slowly but surely.
I once again, all the instructions are in Japanese, but somebody recommended Google Translate and it worked great. But the pictures are, it's like it's an IKEA craft. The pictures work really well, TBH. So let's see. I had to make a little cut.
newest motorcycle.
Yeah, you probably all heard that go by.
Also, here is Merope's cat.
Oh, hello with the blue eyes. That's a happy cat.
And here is...
See ya, Mom! Donate clothes, she
Other
says.
cat.
Oh, happy cats.
Happy cats.
I happen to know Merope moved recently. How's the new place? Hope it's everything that you dreamed. And I hope, most of all, it is quiet.
I hope it's all you ever wanted.
I just kind of can't fathom when people
All you ever needed.
aren't respectful of neighbors. Like when you live in an apartment building and like just having a little self-awareness that like your walls are shared and this kind of thing. I can't fathom when people don't have that kind of self-awareness. I happen to know my pal Merope was dealing with the worst of the worst, and it's infuriating doesn't begin to describe the situation.
All right, got some things from Diane Becker. Stuff she's been working on.
Oh, cute, Diane. Oh, that's cute. That reminds me of a design at a coloring book that was a very simple, it was like uplifting quotes and scripture, like Psalms like that. It was cute. That's really, really cute.
Okay, she sent a couple.
Wow, I love the blue. Was that a kit or did you design that? Tell us more. That's adorable. We love that.
Abide embroidery.
Oh, cute.
Nice. Okay, here's another one.
Wow.
Isn't that
Oh
great?
my gosh, it's pristine.
Yeah. Okay,
Holy
she's
cannoli.
got some close-ups.
Holy, look at those windows.
Wish I could
I am in awe. I'm not worthy.
get bigger.
Oh my gosh, the patience. Look at the shutters. Diane. Oh, so pretty. Are these gifts? Did somebody commission that house? Are you going to sell the quotes? Are those just for you? It's your design. Wow. So, so pretty. New place is great with normal neighbors, Merope says. We love to hear it. No, that's gorgeous. I love the French knot flowers. I've been teaching, my goddaughter has been coming over Tuesdays and Fridays for the last couple weeks to learn embroidery because she wants to embroider her clothes. And her mom was like, you should go work with Lizzie Bean because she does that for a living. And yeah, it's been cute to see her learning and coming up with her own designs. And anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is Diane's French knots reminded me we learned French knots this week, and she's a pro. I'm so proud of her. Her French knots look awesome. And she's like, they're my favorite ones to do. And I'm like, yes, we love to hear it. The sayings, I just love, they're for you. Yay, I love that. Love that for you. I need to hang up more of my stuff. I make it all for like classes or product photos, and then it just sits on a shelf. It's so sad. That's the thing, is you got to be really careful, you guys, when you turn your hobby into a business, because then it's not a hobby anymore. Yeah, it's I gotta like be proud of my stuff more than I am.
Yeah.
Because it's like I do it for different purpose. When you do it for you, you're like, I did it for me. And then you hang it up and you're like proud of it, instead of like, oh, I got to come up with a new design because we need a Christmas class and people want to have something cute. So I'll do something that'll be universal and everybody will like. And then I do it, and then it's like, okay, we did the class. And then I stick it on a shelf. Just different vibes.
Are you in like the final
Countdown.
stages here?
Do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
I want to see. Can I see?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm starting to make more for myself. That's our house we bought a few years ago. Yay!
Wow. What
Yes.
a cool...
Chris asked, will we keep Stitch People going when we're in the UK? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think even I don't want to say even more so, but I think we'll do, we'll at least, I envision having at least one in-person event because we have quite a little community of UK folks. I know that there is a distinct cultural difference about travel in the UK. Like in the US, people commute an hour to work and an hour back without thinking about it, and I hear that this is abhorrent to those in the UK, that people don't like driving 45 minutes is like making a day of something, versus for us it'll just be like the evening plan to like go to Salt Lake for the night, 45 drive away. And also that's a very American thing, is to gauge driving in time and not in distance. So I've just hit like a number of things rapid fire. But so this said, in my mind, I'm like, oh, the UK is the size of like a state in the United States, so it would be much easier to do a UK gathering for folks than like regional all over the US. That said, I am aware driving or training, yes, I just used training, traveling by train as its own verb, would be a thing. I understand.
Well,
so
you train places, so why not
training?
training?
Taking the train? I don't know. Anyhow, I think we'll have a UK gathering is what I'm getting at, but we'll do some polls and things about dates and locations. Might be a fun thing to do, like an overnight Airbnb or something, you know,
fun.
like a little, if it's only like
A little
10 people, or, you know, have like a little
getaway.
Yeah, a little getaway weekend to stitch and hang out. And
A stitch away.
how cute would that be? But yeah, I
Yeah.
think we'll keep going in the UK.
Yeah, Chris, it brings up an interesting point, because when we were talking earlier about the habits and the routines and being excited to kind of explore who we could be, I think we have been, I don't think anyone would be surprised if we said that like Stitch People has not been a primary focus for us in a while.
Well, we announced that in the fall. Like
Yeah.
last fall, I was saying I
Yeah.
was stepping back to pursue some other creative professional things.
But even kind of before that, before we talked about that, um it's
There are many reasons that
there are a lot of reasons why we have not been as active with Stitch People as we have been in the past.
Yeah.
And not
the
to
past
say
year.
and not to say that we will get back to like 2016, 2017 days of Stitch People,
Or 2020 even, when we went super active
or
online.
2020. But I do think that there will be a chance to sort of reevaluate Stitch People,
Yeah.
and kind of what it is and what we want to do with it. So I think it'll continue. What
And we'd love-
exact form that
Yeah,
takes,
we're-
we're open to that.
We're wanting to build out kind of our little team again, and get some other people more actively involved with it, because it's a wonderful community and it's fun projects, but we just, you know, we have other things we want to do too, and want to find the best balance of keeping it going but not having it kind of run our lives. So yeah, we'll
that's-
definitely keep it going, but I'm wanting to focus it more on the community and the in-person stuff, and because here I'll be quite honest with you here on this stream. I fundamentally have some like ethical concerns about social media generally. I don't love the addiction we have as a society to it. I don't love the misinformation, and this is not political. I just mean on all sides. Just even AI stuff starting to happen that people think is real because it's such a cute kitten doing such a cute thing, and it's like, no, like I'm having some real like visceral
Reaction.
yeah, but what am I trying to, like, spiritual visceral issues with social media. And what's hard is e-commerce businesses like ours rely on social media. So on the one hand, like, I actually recently made my own Instagram profile private. I have a lot of followers because back in the day when we went to LA and I was doing improv classes and I was really pursuing acting before the pandemic hit, I didn't want my social media following to be a reason that I maybe lost a role. So that was back during the 20 teens when you could like follow for follow, and people were really growing their accounts. So I have like 20,000 followers on Instagram. It's not quality followers, and I don't really post all that much, but I did make my own personal account private because of some of these concerns that I'm having. It's privacy concerns. It's the fact that we don't, like, I don't know, read any article about social media, watch the social media documentary, The Social Dilemma, and like all of that is why I have concerns about social media. So it is a very bizarre dichotomy to be running a business online that relies on social media, and that our community relies. I mean, here I am streaming on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Like, we need this for our community. And yet Facebook owns our community. If Facebook decided to shut down, poof goes the Stitch People community. Poof. And I don't love that. And there's no easy answer for that. And so that's kind of one of the reasons I've pulled back, is because I've pulled back from social media at large, because I don't like being on my screens all the time. Like, what we do is a screen-free activity for the most part, for the large part, and yet we rely on our screens to like get the word out and do these digital hangouts and do these digital. So like, there's no moral to this story. There's no takeaway. This is part of the conversation that we've been having for a couple years of like, I don't know what Stitch People looks like without relying on social media. And I really fundamentally don't like social media. So
where does that leave us?
What do we do? So if any of you have any ideas about this, do let me know. In my mind, Spencer and I are going to move to the UK, and he's going to get a really swanky tech job, and I'm going to find the perfect storefront on the perfect street somewhere in the perfect little London adjacent hub, and this becomes a worldwide destination. It's part creative studio, part co-working space where people can come on their lunch breaks and embroider or color or do, and it's full of color and crafting. And maybe it's one of these animal shelters for craft supplies where people can buy stuff or bring stuff or donate stuff. But I also, okay, listen, this is Lizzie's capitalist rant. I also really hate, like, once I had this idea, I was like, Spencer, why don't we have neighborhood sheds? Like, why do all 100 houses in our neighborhood, all of us own a pressure washer, all of us own a lawnmower, all of us own these things that we all use like once a week, once a month, some of these tools? Like, why don't we just have a community shed where you pay like $10 a month, and so that somebody can like maintain these things, but then you just sign out when you need the lawnmower. We could all share these resources. I want to do this, but for crafting, where like, why does every house need to have these overflowing craft bins? Like, when do I need pipe cleaners? But I have some for that one project that I did once, and now I have an Amazon purchase size of 500 multicolor pipe cleaners. Like, why do all of us need that in our house? So anyway, in my heart of hearts, we open a storefront where that's like a creative community space for children and adults, mostly adults, who need human interaction and a creative outlet where you can color and make things with pipe cleaners, and it's like a gym. Like, you go to the gym to exercise, and you go to the creative place to be creative. That's my dream of what Stitch People 2.0 could look like. You could teach classes from there. But again, how does one get the word out about these things if not having a really viral social media account where we post pictures of our colorful space and interview the interesting people doing crafts there? Like, this is what the social media, you guys, I can't. It's hard for me. Dead internet theory is real. I don't know if you guys have just Google dead internet theory. And the more AI takes over, the more content is going to just be social media is going to become robots talking to robots. And yet also the only way we get the word out about things anymore. I don't know how we fight this. I don't know how we change as a society, but I desperately want to, and I'd love to be a part of it. And now I've been rambling for like 15 minutes about why you haven't seen us as active on social media for Stitch People, because I just can't. I don't like it. But I like you guys. I like you all. I like this. I just hate that to show you that I like you, I have to like post a video that doesn't start with the millennial pause at the beginning, and that the text is in just the right place so that the algorithm will decide that what I've recorded is worth showing you that I like you. You see what I mean? I can't I don't like that game. I've opted out of that game largely. So anyway, will Stitch People continue in the UK? Yes, in some capacity. Let's see. Eric says focus on the positive things and not the negative things in reference to all social media. Yeah, you can use it as a tool, but even just the fact that we have to use it as a tool makes me crazy. And he's not wrong. It like maybe this is just if you can't beat him, join him, and maybe we put out as much positive content as we can, positive human-made content. That would be cool. But I have a feeling that if I posted, hey, don't forget to turn your phone off today for 10 minutes and go outside and breathe fresh air and work on a cross-stitch project so that your eyeballs don't have to look at screens all day, I just don't see an app promoting that content that says turn off the app. Oh, Mary, I'm so sorry about the nativity.
Yeah.
We've been not as on the ball with Stitch People as we should be, and that's inconvenient for you all, and I realize that. So thank you for mentioning that. We'll get you.
She's wondering if there is a symbol chart for the nativity.
Oh, for the colors and stuff?
Yeah. Wondering if you have something to learn half stitches and just all the different stitches.
The class does that. So there is a class that goes along with the nativity. The nativity was developed for like a class, and so we did a how-to videos along with the pattern. So we'll have Spencer send you links. And will you pull up the pattern too, Spence, from Dropbox so I can remember what it looks like? I think the pattern itself does specify the suggested stitches or stitch options. The issue with classes for Stitch People is we have people at such different skill levels that oftentimes in these, especially in the embroidery patterns, I'll suggest numbers of options for stitches so that you can learn, so that we can learn the ones, like if you already feel like you've nailed the satin stitch, then maybe you try a new stitch and learn something new. But if you're new to embroidery, you haven't tried the satin stitch, then you can learn that. You know what I mean? So we put some different suggestions in there for those reasons. Let me see other comments here. I totally agree with you. Social media has lost its way. Maybe a way forward could be setting up ideas via social media, and once you get an ease back from social media. That's true. That's true, Chris. And train someone to do it for you. Yes. No, that's true. Yes. But it's also sort of a brand thing. Like I don't want to give the impression of being about social media when I don't know. It's hard. I need to do some soul searching. Hi, Carla. Just popping in to say hi. Got back from Europe last night. Yeah, Carla, moving to the UK is the ultimate goal. We don't have any option to do it yet. The visa process there is, they're kind of locked down on visas, which is fine, but we'll find our way, whether that's a job or going to school or something. We're exploring a lot of options. But that is the ultimate goal, because we've always dreamed of it. I remember the first time I visited Edinburgh, I was like, I love it here. I need to spend some more time here. And we've been to London and other places. I spent some really nice time in Canterbury back in September. And anyway, there's just so many beautiful places to go and be. And we have a little stronghold of Stitch People community west of London, out in Woking area. So maybe we'll wind up there so that we can hang out with y'all. Where did you go in Europe, Carla? Things we don't use anymore, we donate. Yeah, I'm thinking donate will be the way to go. I'm almost done with this little coin purse. It's very exciting. Very exciting indeed. And I just also want to say, if you are people who love like TikTok and Instagram, absolutely no judgment. I don't want anyone to feel bad by my like weirdly moralistic views on social media. For me, it's less about the sharing and like the joy that can come from like I'm on social media all the time. I scroll, like Spencer and I mentioned, like we have some other side projects, like our short film has a social media account. Like we run social media accounts for numbers of reasons and interact with people, and we share videos together all the time of funny videos.
Yeah.
My sister, one of the ones that made me laugh recently, or was it you, sent me there's this guy who wears one of those like horse masks who drums with like popular music. That's the whole bit.
That's the video.
And this one was, he was sitting on like a Home Depot bucket in a bathtub wearing this horse mask, and the caption was Ringo Starr during Eleanor Rigby. There's no drums in that tune. And so the music starts, and the horse mask just looks at the camera and makes aggressive eye contact as it slow zooms for the entire duration of the Beatles' Eleanor Rigby. And he doesn't move a muscle. This is what we like on social media.
That's fun.
This is like early internet, like Homestar Runner and Charlie the Unicorn, and like the funny things that people did with the internet is, I think, the best parts of the internet.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of that does go on social media, but there's also a lot of it that goes on social media so people can get views, and it's just a really fine line, I think, between like the performativeness and the genuineness, and it just I struggle with it. So and to be frank, we went through a weird like phase. I think it was around 2021. There is a cross stitch group that exists solely to be keyboard warriors. They are like a private Facebook group, and they came after stitch people, and that was really, 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 really demoralizing to be attacked in that way. And they really came after us, and that has left some scars as far as like what we feel comfortable putting out. Yeah, that was hard. So it's like, I imagine it's sort of like a on again, off again relationship with somebody who you get along with most of the time, but you've all made some mistakes and have some shared trauma, and you're like, I don't know if we should keep dating, but I don't know if we shouldn't keep dating. And that's where I'm at with social media. It's like, it's not all bad, but there have been some really bad. There was, man. And knowing what we know now, we've read some books about how to deal with cyberbullying and keyboard warriors. And I mean, these were people who weren't even customers and coming in. And what was interesting is we got hundreds of DMs from people who said that they support us and they know that these loud voices were wrong, but they didn't feel that they could be public because then they would be attacked by these people who are kind of coming after us, calling us all sorts of things that weren't true. And it's the Wild West out there. I tells you what. Spencer just brought in peanut butter cups, you guys.
If you have a Trader Joe's near you, the dark chocolate,
it's a good day.
Dark chocolate peanut butter cups, choice.
Yeah.
And also the Kirkland Signature sparkling water.
Oh, thanks, Shanna. Yeah, it happened. It was in 2021. I won't go into the details. It was just like your classic, some like, and I get why. I don't know. We did a free pattern for Autism Awareness Month, or is it Autism Advocacy Month? You know, it's the name has changed, and that was one of the things we did wrong. Is the name has changed and we got it wrong. And then, but then it ballooned and it became that we are all of the terrible things, right? Like, people were saying that because the Stitch People characters are uniform, which is largely because I have ADHD and like to just stick to a pattern that I can remember in my head, so I don't have to keep checking. And it was like a minimalist design concept, and I've explained it 100 ways that, like, just like Legos all use the same body, just like American Girl dolls are all the same doll. That like this was just a stylistic choice, but we do have making things taller or shorter or wider or thinner options in the book, but we were labeled as like, no, you're ableist, even though we have crutches and wheelchairs and all sorts of things in the book. No, you're anti this, you're that. Like, it just all the name hurling, and there was no reasoning with anyone, because again, they weren't actual customers, they were just part of this group that does this. And and it's just changed my view on the world a little bit too, of just like, oh, like I tend to believe the best in everybody. I think people are inherently good, and I still think that. But like the fact is there is a group of crafters who do this. Like this is the whole point, is to just scream at people. That's what they do. And after 5 days and after we stopped responding, they moved on to somebody else because that's just what they do. And so it's just weird to be like, oh, these people exist in the world. Like it just changes your worldview a little. And then also, I mean, I'm a little more honest in these sip and stitches just because it's conversational and it feels like we're hanging out. But then I'm like, it's hard when these things happen and I don't know how much to talk about it in like if I'm doing reels or whatever. And so I just kind of, I stay quiet and post tips on how to do better French knots. Oh, or there's playing the algorithm game. Like once when I was thinking, there was a time like early on when we were starting to grow TikTok, which shout out to my friend Merope, who's here, who has been really, really helping with that and social media. Awesome work. But we were trying different types of videos. And wouldn't you know it, videos that start with, "You're a great stitcher, let me help you," don't do as well as like clickbait things, like 3 things to stop doing when you're cross stitching. I mean, I'm not kidding. 10 times as many views on like, "Don't do this, stop now, you need like," so we just tried different styles. But then in the comments, people were like, maybe you should motivate people instead of tearing down what they're doing. And it was like, but to get the views and to grow the account, we do this type of video that the algorithm, and the things that I said stop doing was like, don't pull too tight and distort the holes of your fabric. Like the tips that I often teach in like the positive way in the books of like, here's to get that pro level look from the start. Like make sure all your diagonals go the same direction. Don't pull too tight and distort the fabric, or don't let it be too loose so that your stitches look inconsistent. There are positive and negative ways of saying that same information, right? And once you know it, just like tabloids or whatever on social media, the negative way goes more viral. And that's true. We experience it, but then people come up in your comments like, "You're not my," it's like, okay, well, there's no winning, and that's why I just want to opt out entirely. I tell you what.
That's very kind, Shanna.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The mob mentality is true. And the mean girls, right? Right, Michelle? And that's what Spencer and I are always like, like, who has the time? Like, who has the time to just, that's what you do? Is sit around and go after people? Like, woof. Okay, here's the solution, is what Carla just did, was the cruise on the Mediterranean.
Yep.
I'm saying,
Wow.
That's what we should do. We'll do a Stitch People cruise on the Mediterranean. All turn off our phones. Bring your books. Bring your projects.
That looks like a great
As
itinerary.
it should be. Yeah, honestly.
Really
wow.
great.
How unhappy are they that they go after people? I know. And that's like, we've learned that. Like, we've figured it out. But woof. It is the mom mentality. And it's wild. Like, oh, I followed a lot of creators along the way. Yeah, oh, good. I'm so glad, Shanna. I'm so glad. And that's the point. And that's what we want. That's really what we want. It's like, Stitch People is what it is because of the community, because of all the ideas that, like, get brought, and then everybody wants to learn them, and everybody teaches each other and shares, or I can help teach. And that's, to me, what social media is meant to be, is, like, learning and helping and enjoying and growing and...
The community.
The community. Go figure.
What
Go
it was always
figure.
meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, let's see. Can I see when we started the Stitch People community? I'm sure I can.
Oh,
I wonder...
my heck. You guys. I've got like a little cute. How cute is that? Okay, now I need to put the little topper on. See if I can understand the Japanese here. Okay, this will go like this on the outside. Great. And then I think we've got this like twine that's meant to be sort of like a piping inside of this topper. Let's see. See if I can figure this out. I just pinched my skin in the scissors.
Oh.
Not in the sharp point.
Oh, but in the... Ouch.
But like in the...
Oh. I feel that on your behalf.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
I was
so
holding
much.
them like this, and it pinched like the pad of my.
I have a suggestion. Don't do that.
Sharna! Stitch People selfies. I'm so glad. We want you to feel like a celebrity.
You are a celebrity.
For anyone watching, like, tag us. This is why we're like, if you tag us at Stitch People, it shows up in our notifications. And, like, you can always comment or, like, if you post something, comment, like, at Stitch People, please share or something. Like, we'll repost you. We want to. Yeah. Marope is my social media helper, and she's always reposting. She's become a pro at catching those. So, yeah, like, between my general mixed feelings about social media and my raging ADHD and, like, trying to get our household and, like, other projects that we're always working on, like, if we ever don't repost you, it is never personal. It is because we missed it or forgot or, like, so, like, bother us. Send us messages. Send us DMs. Like, I need you to post this project. I'm so proud of it. I want everyone to see. Great. Please let us know. We want to celebrate you. It's, yeah, I that's the other thing is I worry that people think that, like, I am, like, Queen Stitch People, and it's all about Stitch People. Like, no, I just get distracted and forget, and so this is why I have a helper to help me with social media who is way more on the ball than I am. Classic Ravenclaw v. Gryffindor.
Would you be surprised to learn that we missed the 10-year anniversary of the Stitch People community being created?
No one is surprised that we missed this.
We started in April 2015, the community. It has been going for over 10 years.
We could have a belated party, or
we
just missed it. I don't know. Maybe that'll be Stitch People Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In September,
sure.
That'll
That's
be our focus.
Yeah, that's a really great idea.
Huzzah, huzzah! 10 years. That is cool. But yeah, so this is like, sometimes people, like Shanna just said, it made me feel like a celebrity. I want you to feel that way. I feel like I am just a normal person. And so when people are like, oh, I'd love to meet you in the RV, it's like, okay. I'm just me. But okay. Happy to. So like, let's hang, but like, please don't ever feel intimidated that just cause I'm the one sharing a lot of the how-to, it doesn't mean we're not all friendship material, you know what I mean?
Have you ever hot glue gunned something to fabric? Someone needs to put a pom-pom on.
Do it!
Give it a shot.
I find hot glue gun, especially if you're careful and it's only a little dollop. Have I ever hot glued? No, pom-poms usually I just have used like one thread and just like really subtly stitched it on. Mm. But that's mostly because, like, I'm sitting at my station and have thread and needle available and not hot glue gun. Like, this is, again, I'm a path of least resistance kind of gal.
You need to go to the community shed to get your hot glue gun and sticks.
We need a community craft shed, I tell you what.
Michelle, congratulations on finishing a year of chemo, and congratulations on being a 2-time cancer survivor.
Holy!
That's wild. And hope everything is going well. And I hear you about tolerance for unkind people being at a bit of a low.
Yeah, they can just get out of here.
Yeah, if we would also have some very choice words to say. We're not a family show.
Family show.
Well, that's what she says. I'd say what to tell them, but this is a family show. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, it's one of the things that is one of the things that also has been difficult for us to navigate.
Yeah, it's like keeping everything like G rated.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
there are trends in cross stitch, and there are
there's like that subversive cross stitch.
Yeah, there are pattern makers who kind of cater to the less family friendly thing.
And we're literally family portraits, so we definitely feel that we want to stay there, and like that's also like I said, I tend to be a realistically aligned optimist. I do believe in the good of people. I believe that the world can be a good place. But yeah, I have learned some hard lessons, like you, Michelle. And also, I mean, I have not learned as hard of lessons like you. But what I'm saying is, like you, I've gotten to the point where my tolerance for mean, unkind people. I do have choice
Thanks.
words, and sometimes I retreat and go silent for fear of being a little too spicy in public about some of the things that I'm either going through or I'm thinking about or whatever.
We
It's an overcorrection. That's real for me, but
I have always wondered if
Stitch people after dark.
yeah, Stitch people after dark has been the thought, but that starts to make it sound like a little risque.
Right.
I wonder if
But
like
just-
spicy Stitch people
Yeah.
is the we'll have some spicy Stitch people
Yeah.
sipping stitches where like there are no filters, do not bring the children.
Yeah.
And if that's not your
Do
cup
not
of,
bring the
and
children.
if that's not your cup of tea,
Yeah,
that's
no
fine.
problem.
Don't join for the spicy Stitch people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Michelle
sometimes
says-
when we're talking like audiobooks or podcasts or TV shows and making recommendations, I'm always like, I don't know if I should recommend.
There's language in that one.
Yeah,
so-
there's language. Or like we just watched Department Q and we binged it on so
Department
good.
Q.
But it's kind of violent. It's like a police crime drama, you know, on Netflix. So it's like I don't know. You run the gamut of. This is really confusing.
Lizzie the Spicy Bean. Amazing.
I could be a spicy bean. More laundry. Bye, Carla. Good luck.
Bye. Michelle says, could get on the soapbox, but who wants to waste time on that? We could all be reading or crafting instead. See, this is the energy
Hey,
we like.
or-
This is the energy we like.
Or Michelle, get on the soapbox. I'm just
or
saying.
also get on the soapbox.
I just soapbox for like 15 minutes about it. It's complicated though, right? Because again, I love Happy Kitten videos and I love Ringo Starr Horse Mask Man videos. And I love I love this part. I love this part. The Sip and Stitch days, I'm always energized the whole day because I love hanging out here and like chilling with you all and everybody's working on projects and sharing pictures of their projects and their cats and their yard and like this is the best part. But then there's the hard part about it and
yeah.
you know. So anyway, it's a weird time to be alive, you know?
2025. Alejandra, hello.
Alejandra.
She said she's a bit late today. Just finished pieces for her girls' teachers. Also finished removing the wallpaper from her living room today. Oh.
I remember you mentioned that last month.
Yikes.
So that speaks to how long you've been picking away at that.
Well
Good for
done.
you.
Well
Layers on
done.
layers, right? Did you find any cool like historical layers? You know what I mean? Like cool like 1940s paper? Let's see. Not stitching today, but listening, enjoying what I finished my master's. Hey! Jumped right into a PhD. Remind us what you're studying if you want to, Sherry. Set up a craft circle at work. See?
Very cool.
It's that in-person stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pursue, Spence. I've had this idea for a while of because sometimes what
Michelle, we're all tired of living through these unprecedented times.
honestly every freaking day of my life is unprecedented these days. Do you feel that way? My gosh. And the phrase is almost lost meaning,
jeez.
but it's still accurate. Like what in the world?
Yeah.
But Spencer and I have often, we'll get an email here and there that's like, hey, I want to teach my Girl Scout troop or my brownies how to cross stitch. Can I use Stitch People book? And it's like, heck yeah. And we've talked about developing like where we could make a book or a product or a course to help people facilitate classes.
Yeah.
And hangouts and like where you could just get like the Stitch People crafting club kit and it would help you plan in-person craft hangouts and Stitch People hangouts. And whether you do Stitch People or not, I mean, it's just a place to start and it just happens to be who we are and what we do. So like, okay, we'll start with Stitch People, but maybe we do that. Focus on helping people. Like maybe our goal is that the Stitch People community online goes silent someday because everybody's out in their communities doing things in person.
That'd be cool.
And that's when we know we've succeeded. Is that we never hear from any of you again. It's like Mary Poppins, like we'll help facilitate the crafting communities and stuff, and then when everybody's good, we'll just like umbrella ourselves away on the wind.
Chris, I just saw this in the Stitch People community. Thank you for posting. This is
Oh, the
amazing.
bicycle she mentioned. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's
I'm
nice.
impressed.
That's very nice.
We're impressed.
How
We're
long
impressed. It is
have you
beautiful.
worked on this so far? Yeah, the unprecedented. You're having quite the time getting
Well,
this in there.
no, I'm just confused.
Did that string come with it?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's like
You just have to like wedge
I just
it in there.
yeah into the, but now I'm getting it's like the final countdown here, and so it's
Fascinating.
I know, right?
You don't need to glue it
I don't
or
know.
anything.
It doesn't say.
Just says.
I mean,
poke
it's
it.
Japanese, so
Where's your phone?
I will Google Translate it.
You could. Do you have it?
No, not English to Spanish. Japanese to English, please. It just translates the Japanese to Spanish for me. Cool, thank you. Not for me. That would not be effective. Okay.
It's so cool. You just take a photo
Oh!
and it translates.
It does. There is glue. Glue would help.
Oh, okay. Do you have? Where's your?
I have glue
got
in
that
my
little-
craft box, in my craft bin.
Which in there?
Yeah.
I got you.
Would
I
ya?
got you. Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. It's a bin within a bin. It's in the personal craft supplies bin.
Yes.
In the little bin called glue.
Okay.
It's where my glue gun is, and the glue sticks, and the glue gun sticks, and I need the like E6000. Masters in Adult Education, PhDs in Instructional Technology. That sounds very important. Sherry, look at you applying your skills in real crafty time.
Well, this is the one that also has
Glue.
hot glue gun.
Glue. Who was hot glue gunning? Like
Someone
Stitch
on
Witch?
Insta. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Maybe I should hot glue gun.
Stitch Witch.
I'm gonna use.
Do you have any that you?
No, I'm gonna use. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
love this glue. It is like
Bye, Michelle.
it's incredible.
Thanks
Bye,
for
Michelle.
joining.
Just about a month, Chris had to take some time off to quilt. Oh, first grandbaby! Congratulations! That's so happy and exciting. I hope your Stitch People After Dark actually happens. I would totally join. Well, this is what we could have our sip and stitch, and then cover your ears if you don't like the language. But there are the spicier cross stitch groups do Stitch and Bitch. You know, so we could get on at 10 p.m. and chat about these unprecedented times with our real feelings. Not that these aren't my real feelings, but they're just a politely stated real feeling.
Did you already see Sherry's comment? Masters in Adult Education,
Yeah.
PhD in Instructional Technology. That's so cool.
Sounds very cool. I need another tool. Do I have another tool?
You just need like a poker.
Oh, this is perfect. Here's something up just by way of interest. I have the world's tiniest crochet hook.
Wow.
Can you see how tiny? I mean, if I compare it to my size 5 embroidery needle, just so you can see, it's like the same, there we go, blurry, but you can see that it's like, the tip is almost the same width. Anyway, I got this teeny itty bitty crochet hook for if you ever pull little tails through or threads through, it's really easy to just slip into the hole of Ada fabric and pull threads back where they belong. You know, sometimes
those
go,
unruly
those
threads.
unruly threads, they get going and it's like, no, pull. So
Get back in there.
Chris says this bitch is ready. So you just never know who it's going to resonate with. So you don't know. Let's see. Have a great day. Gotta go. Number 2, removing for wallpaper. Invest in a steamer.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, a de-wallpapered room is a special kind of like terrible looking. Because even if it's like smooth, it's still streaky and I know it's, yeah, looking forward to getting the whole room done. That's so exciting, Alejandra. Congratulations.
Remind me what you're doing. New wallpaper, paint. What's the plan?
It's very fun times.
Unprecedentedly fun.
Unprecedented times. And for those who have expressed compassion about the situation, appreciate it. It was a weird time, but like, I'm not trying to be like, woe is me. It's just sort of more explaining the context of kind of why we've gotten quiet on social media and why it's complicated, and you know, we'll figure it out. As Zac Efron is famously said, we're all in this together.
This is where I need to come up with something to say, because Lizzie is concentrating so hard
that I get quiet.
She gets very quiet. So
just read comments.
This
Respond to comments.
This is where I do a little song and dance. Chris says 10 p.m. would be 5 a.m. over here. Not sure if people would work at that time of the morning.
Yeah. Well, it's its own kind of time to have feelings about things, or the early morning grumpiness.
See, but Chris, once we're over there, then the timelines will work out. And then
Tools on tools.
We'll have to wake up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
If we ever want to do that with
the
U.S. people.
The U.S. crew.
Alejandro says they're painting with a feature wall and wallpaper where there used to be a fireplace. Just
Love
has
it.
been your wallpaper, as it's the kind of thing I have in mind.
Hey.
Very cool. Isn't this great wallpaper?
It's a British company, Cole & Son.
Cole and Son.
It's expensive.
Oh, that's what you're doing. That makes sense.
I'm just gonna, because it keeps...
You glued the... So it came with some twine. Did you already show them this?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah, it came with twine to
I haven't explained. It
give some stiffness to the part that goes into the metal.
But the twine is stiff.
So she's gluing the twine to the fabric. Are you then going to glue the fabric into the metal?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
A little
double glue situation.
Double glue sitch.
Classic
double glue sitch.
Yeah.
Situation. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Lizzie's family, one of the best things about joining Lizzie's family was all of the abbreviations.
My dad's an abbreviation pro.
Unnecessary abbreviations.
It used to drive me crazy as a teenager. Like, in a genuine way. You know when teenagers get, stupidly annoyed by things that really aren't that annoying? It would drive... Dude! like he called it, a watt bot. Like, I'm gonna go fill up my watt bot. Like, Dad!
It's a water bottle.
And now I think it's so funny. And we do it all the time now. Gotta go take a shower. We don't drink a soda, we have a sode.
It's not a situation, it's a
sitch. Yeah.
A double glue sitch.
Double glue stitch. Okay, wait, can I tell you all my idea? Remember we showed you the trailer? Some of you weren't maybe here for the month, but we showed you the trailer for this show concept called Handmade, where I would go around and talk to people who are artisans and crafters, and we're in discussions with a company about maybe making that show, which is cool. It's slow going. They're in production for some other things right now, so it's just on pause. It's not a no, it's just the conversations are on hold. Yeah. But in the meantime, I've had another idea of something I could do on my own that kind of addresses some of what we've been talking about today. The idea is, I feel like I know a lot of my friends, and we are part of this group, are struggling to make meaning in life, or to find get to the why, to find what matters. How do you feel fulfilled on the day to day, and just how do you make meaning? And I was thinking it would be cool to start a podcast about that being able to talk to people in all sorts of industries and professions and walks of life about how do you find what matters as a adult education PhD instructional technology person. From your point of view, with your expertise, how does education or whatnot impact your view of life and the meaning of it, and making meaning in these unprecedented times? But do you know what I mean? Because it's just, we're all trying so hard and working so hard, and everything is so hard. for so many people, and I just think it would be. I'm always fascinated to read about this subject, and I just think it would be really cool to have an excuse to have some conversations of this nature of like, okay, so 2025, and now what? You know, how do we intentionally build lives that bring contentment and joy and meaning, you know? And some people find that meaning in their children. Some people find that meaning in their work. Some people find meaning in religion. Some people find that meaning outside of religion. Like, to just cover the gamut of options. This is not how we make meaning, you guys. I could tell you that much. I'll make a whole episode about this process.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. Here's the deal. I'm trying to get the edge of this into this. You see there's like a little track in there. I'm going to throw this across the room is what I'm going to do. Because the metal is like slidey. So the glue, it's just sliding around and slipping out. Like it's not catching it.
Well,
So annoyed. I'll keep trying. Anyway, so
do
that's
like
another
a
idea I
section
had.
at a time. Just like
It's
glue
just-
that, hold it in place.
Oh, Sherry likes that idea. I like it too. I listen to it, but just I think it'd be interesting to talk to, again, like all sorts of people. Like I want to talk to an arborist. What do the trees teach you about the meaning of life? And I want to talk to
A myceliologist.
sure, what do the mushrooms teach you about the meaning of life? But I also mean like let's talk to somebody in construction who builds I don't know what, and what does their work teach them about, you know? Exactly, Alejandra, yes. What matters changes as you live your life. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
You have to reinvent yourself. And I think that's also part of it is like, I think there's sort of the shift in a lot of our older generations, you know, it was that thing of like, you learn your trade or you get your degree if you're lucky, and then you go find a company to work for and you stay there for 50 years and you get your pension and retire. And I think it was more of a path of, there was a social expectation of not having to reinvent yourself, right? That you're like, nope, I am a teacher and I will teach at the high school for 50 years. And some people still do that. Some people find their calling, and I think that would be really cool to talk to people who feel they have. But I think this idea of reinvention is a lot more common now. And maybe it was then, but they just didn't have as many options. But yeah, I think millennials, I think Gen Xers and millennials and Gen Zers are way more about like, I'm changing and growing, and so my career or my life situation or my desires or, you know, whatever are changing and growing with me. And how do we account for that? And how do we, reinvent is such a great word. And I think people maybe find that they weren't anticipating this much reinvention over the course of a lifetime. Because you think like, I am who I am and I figured it out and I've got my degree, let's go. And then, oops, now you're in a career. Oops, now you're a mom. And like, yeah, it changes things.
Oops, now you're running a cross-stitch company.
Yeah, surprise.
That's very much in line with like...
Oops, now it's been 10 years and we've been running a cross-stitch company.
Yeah.
And how, like, and I think I've been open about this before, I really enjoy cross-stitching. It's not my number one passion. I've never said that it is. But for some of you guys it is. And so that's an interesting thing that I've had to grapple with is facilitating creativity, helping to wake other people up. And we've gotten such cool stories from a lot of you all. And I'm always so grateful when you share that, like, oh, you know, my parent had a terminal illness and having stitch people to make stuff for my friends or to encapsulate memories really helped me get through that hard time or whatever. And so it's cool it's an interesting balance to be leading a charge in some way, you know, offering books and patterns and whatever, that for me is kind of a job. I enjoy it a lot, and I'm very lucky. But that has been a force of such creative awakening for a lot of other people. That's really cool, and it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, so just, I don't know, conversations about that of like, what is meaning and what is creativity and how do you make meaning? How do you reinvent yourself? Anyway, that's just an idea that I've had that might be cool. So anyway, we'll let you know. It's all the ideas all the time. But anyhow, I need to read about the feature wall. Excuse me. Oh, Spencer read that comment out loud already. Yes, yes, yes. We love a feature wall. I love a feature wall. I made a feature wall in our RV bathroom because we're going to be kind of moving into the RV for a while.
Looks great.
Feature wall. I mean, I got some peel and stick tile because it's really lightweight, and I put it on the mirror wall. So it's like blue and shiny and tiley looking now. Turned out really nice.
Very cool.
It looks good.
Cool.
Yeah, like we love a peel and stick tile. It's better than the wallpaper that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Most things
Yeah.
are better than the wallpaper.
Yeah, 2004 RV wallpaper.
Lovely.
Super cute.
I will call out that we are at time.
We are. I know. I noticed the clock approaching. I, for once, did not just like sprint over our time limit. I could stay and hang out forever, but I also know folks got life to live. And we've got a dump run to make. We're going to fill up our truck with so much trash and get rid of stuff from this house so that we can get on the road and meet some of you along the way. Thank you so much for joining, everybody, and for hanging out and sharing your projects and listening to us babble. It's just Saturday morning babbling. That's what we should call it. Saturday morning babbling with Lizzie and Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. It's fun to hang out and read your comments and see what you're up to. Thank you all for sharing. Congrats on all your great projects, Chris and Diane and everybody who's shared. Good luck with the hot glue and pom-poms, Cross Stitch Witch, and good luck with your feature wall. Alejandra, thanks for hanging. Thanks for your thoughts about getting rid of stuff. That actually has given a lot of perspective of like, okay, it is okay to keep a couple things that are nice to have and just being intentional with that. So Thanks for your tips and your insight. It's always a good time. Good to see you, Chris. Both Chris's. I hope you all Bean Babble. Yes. Love it. Thank you all for hanging out. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And we'll see you next month, end of the month. Oh, and keep in touch, anybody in Utah or the greater Utah area, for when we have our crafty come and say hi and hang out before we move thing. It'll probably be on a Saturday, so Saturday in July. So just keep an eye out, and we'd love to see you. And we'll see you next month on the July 7th Stitch. Bye for now.